from here? Take me home, cause I wanna feel like I belong. They relate to all this pain in my past, so they listen to my song. So let's go back to where it began and where it all started from. Take this chance, one last dance, cause I've been waiting way too long. Take my hand, I wanna show you something. Promise I've been dying to see ya. They say the grass ain't always greener. I guess what they're saying is true. In my dreams, that's where I seen her. Take my heart and take all of me, girl. Let me show you what I wanna do. I wanna spend the rest of my life with you. Are you listening, darling? Look where we started. Breaking in half, left us broken hearted. So where do we go from here? Are you listening, darling? Look where we started. Breaking in half, left us broken hearted. So where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Yeah, where do we go from here? Are you listening, darling? Are you listening, darling? Are you listening, darling? Look where we started. Breaking in half, left us broken hearted. So where do we go from here?
Hello and hello and welcome back, everybody, to, of course, yet another live stream where, of course, we will go through the Bitcoin technical analysis again. Like I have been doing for the past few days, I will keep it a little bit shorter, straight to the point, because I do understand that we are just remaining patient at this moment in time. We are waiting for those high probability trade setups. We're not rushing into anything, and for that, it does require a little bit of patience. So, let's dive into it. Let's take a look at what's going on, and let's take a look at kind of where we can look for price to potentially go as well. So, if that does sound interesting, please do smash that thumbs up button. Helps me out, helps the channel out, and I can continue to, of course, bring you this content. And if you haven't already, please do smash that subscribe button as well. But enough of that. Let's jump into the charts and take a look at what is going on. So, Bitcoin is having a bit of a pump, in all honesty, well, at this moment in time. Today we did have a little bit of a pullback, okay? And of course, we are now recovering that pullback as of right now. And we are getting closer, of course, to the top of this kind of triangle pattern that we've been looking at, right? And this is something that we're kind of looking to not necessarily trade, but kind of counter trade. If everything we want to see, of course, lines up, right? So we, of course, have all-time high, which is, a major level in itself, $99,776. Okay, with, of course, that naked point of control at 99,375. Now, the confluence with that is what I really, admire here. I really like that confluence there. So it's a case of, okay, what's going to happen up there, right, if price does end up getting up there. Okay, are we going to see lots of long trades opening up coming into this? Initially, that's what I would prefer to see, and then it's a case of, right, okay, are we seeing long trades actually opening up as we are hitting that level and slightly breaching the level? Okay, that's also what we want to see as well. And then it's a case of, okay, are we then going to actually see price form some sort of swing failure pattern, failed auction, where price, of course, pulls back, okay, actually kind of rejecting from that level, trapping lots of long trades up there, and of course putting some long trades offside from a little bit further down as well. For me, that indicates, okay, there's a sign of weakness here, because lots of long trades are opening up. However, price is struggling to get above resistance and is actually pulling back from resistance. And this indicates to me that there is probably a big player or a series of big players sat up here with big sell limit orders. So as these longs are coming into these big sell limit orders, they are being absorbed, right? And of course, once all of those longs get absorbed, okay, and they are exhausted, right, we do tend to see price reverse in the opposite direction. So that's what we would initially be looking for. So off of that trade entry trigger, of course, you're looking for that short trade, okay, and then you're looking for price to pull back. And of course, if we do get a bit of a pullback, of course, you could be looking at this as support, right, around this area here. However, if we do form that fake out, right, because this would actually, if we saw something like this, right, this would technically be a fake out of the triangle pattern because you haven't reached that technical target of this retail trading pattern. So that would be classed as a fake out. And of course, then you can look towards a potential break of the lower side of that triangle pattern, and you can look for lower prices there. This is kind of how I would trade a triangle pattern. Again, I'm not a breakout trader. I don't trade these triangle patterns, okay, but I'm looking for retail traders who are of course, I understand again that I am a retail trader, but I'm of course I'm looking for retail traders who trade these retail patterns, okay, who lose money and consistently lose trades over a consistent period of time. Okay, I'm looking to, of course, pretty much take advantage of them. So it's a case of, right, I know that if we're breaking out here, we're probably going to see a lot of long trades opening up. Of course, we can come over to XO charts and we can visibly see if we're seeing those long trades open up, exactly like earlier this morning. Earlier this morning. This was actually not that long ago. We actually saw, what was it? Okay, we saw 5.4 million new long trades opening up here. Okay, and then we saw 9 million long trades opening up here. You can see positive delta. You can see open interest increases. So this is price increasing. So of course, this is new long trades opening up. We did see another 10 million long trades open up here. Okay, and we have actually seen, some of those longs taking profits as well. Okay, because you can see prices rising, negative delta, right, which is sells into the market with open interest decreasing. So we can see some of these longs are actually taking profit, but we're not actually seeing. We saw a little bit of a short squeeze here. Okay, a little bit of a short squeeze here, but this has kind of mainly been fueled by new long trades opening up with a little bit of a short squeeze. Okay, so of course those long trades opening up is great for us in the future if we are to potentially enter into a short trade up here, because of course it gives a reason for price to continue lower, right? If there are of course lots of long trades that have opened up on the way up, and of course lots of long trades at the high, because as price starts to pull back, you can be looking for that short squeeze. Okay, and short squeezes and long squeezes as well can get quite messy in terms of traders getting wrecked. Okay, of course, a long squeeze is actually something that's very messy as well, because of course it's it's not a great move towards the upside. It's being caused by millions of traders getting wrecked, which isn't classed as really a good move. Okay, it's not really classed as a good move, and bad moves like that do tend to be given back to the market. So if you see a bad move towards the upside, you're looking for price to actually pull back, and it works the same way as well. So if we were to see actually a big short squeeze, okay, on a move down like this, you would kind of expect that short squeeze, at least I'd say 50% of that move to be given back, okay, with of course lots of long trades opening up. So that's something to be aware of as well. But they are just messy, because what it is traders getting wrecked. Okay, they're not the greatest moves, but of course we love to take advantage of them here. So that's exactly what I'm going to be looking for. Right, long trades opening up on this potential breakout, long trades opening up into all-time high, and then it's a case of, right, do we have that type of absorption, of course, which is portrayed by the swing failure pattern, the failed auction, okay, which can then give us that trade entry trigger to then, of course, potentially, of course, give us that short trade to look for that short squeeze down. But I will have to see those trap traders again. I love the confluence that we have up here. Okay, absolutely love the confluence we have up there. It's just a case of what are traders doing into the level and at the level, right? And what are those big players doing up there as well? So it's kind of kind of monitoring that, right? Again, we have been looking towards the downside here. Okay, I did say not yesterday, that the day before, that we could be looking for a move down. We did see that move down. Okay, we didn't come as far down as I would have liked to for a possible long trade, of course. So we do have this lovely, lovely support down here at this naked point of control, which is actually a monthly naked point of control at 91,750, which also comes in really nice confluence from this VWAP as well, which has been respected quite nicely. So absolutely love this area of support. And it's not actually a bearish thing in my opinion. If price was to pull down to this area, I think this could offer an amazing long entry. Okay, and of course it's then exactly what we've been talking about with the short trade of that failed auction, right? We're looking for a break of the other side. It's a case of, okay, if we do see this long trade down here and we get the fake out of that triangle, okay, then it's a case of we're looking towards the top of the triangle and then a breakout at the top of the triangle. Statistically, this is what tends to happen. Okay, we tend to wreck those FOMO retail traders, and trading these patterns is exactly what that is, right? It's FOMO. Okay, breakout trading is FOMO. Okay, because the majority of the time you've actually already missed the move on the breakout. Okay, yes, right. There are examples where breakout trades, okay, do play out. Okay, the majority, in my experience anyway, the majority of the time they just do not play out. Okay, if you were to trade triangles like this day in, day out, okay, I can assure you now that you will not consistently extract profits from these markets. And I can say that with confidence because I did that over 2 years ago and I was consistently losing money over time, right? Because you've missed the majority of the move. And of course, then, on a breakout like this, okay, what of course lots of traders doing? Okay, lots of traders are doing the exact same thing because it's a retail trading pattern which is so widely used and known by the trading community, and the market does not like to head in the direction of the majority of the people. Okay, so if the majority of people are long, okay, and are looking for higher prices, we don't tend to see that, right? A perfect example, okay, is this all-time high here. And of course, if we go back to the 2021 all-time high as well, what did we do? Okay, what have we done? This all-time high and the 2021 all-time high, we have front run huge psychological levels. 2021, we front run $70,000. Back then, that was a huge psychological level. What have we done this bull market? We front run 100,000. Doesn't mean that we're never going to see 100,000 this bull market. No, okay, of course, we can still take it out. Okay, but we have front run a huge psychological level. Why have we done that? Okay, well, because everybody was expecting everybody was expecting 100K here. Everybody was expecting it. Okay, well, up here, absolutely everybody in this market was expecting 100K to be taken out. Okay, and what did the market do? It did not give us 100K, and we got the pullback from there. Okay, so this is just something to take into consideration as well, right? Breakout trades is of course, so widely used, and in all honesty, not the greatest thing to use, but right, we can kind of use it to our advantage, and we can look to, of course, counter trade. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that this triangle pattern and the target, the retail trading target for this pattern isn't going to be tapped. If we do get that breakout, okay, yes, there is still a possibility. Okay, I do understand that, but okay, how I would prefer to trade it. Okay, and which gives you the highest probabilities based off of statistics is, okay, you're actually looking to counter trade this once you see, of course, a sign of weakness up here. Again, no sign of weakness. Okay, no short trade. Let's look for higher prices. Absolutely great. Okay, but if we do see that sign of weakness, it is a good sign, in my opinion, anyway, to, of course, take a short trade, and vice versa. Okay, you get the breakdown, right? You're going to be looking at lots of shorts opening up. Right, what did we see on this move down here? We saw an incredible amount of shorts open up. Okay, you can see it here. Okay, we can see 4.4 million here. You can see 1.2 million here, 1.8 million here, 5.2 million here, okay, 4.6 million here. So we did have a lot of short trades opening up at these lows here, okay, as price was pulling back. Okay, make it a little bit easier. 5.37 million, 8.1 million. So there's a lot of short trades that were opening up on this move down. Okay, but what happened? Of course, price reversed in the opposite direction, and initially that's what we wanted to see. Okay, we wanted to see those shorts open up. Of course, if we continued lower, we would have wanted those shorts to continue to open up into that naked point of control. And of course, what did we have, and what do we still have? We still have absorption. Okay, of course, portrayed by this bullish CVD. All right, so this is really, really nice to see this absorption again. And, like I said, I think it was yesterday, we actually did come into, I would say a semi-major level, which was, of course, that GP 786, and we had absorption afterwards. It was afterwards, I'm pretty sure. So it wasn't actually coming into the level originally. No, so let's go on to the 4. Sorry, because that's a 30-minute. Let's go into the 4 hours. So we had the absorption. Yeah, the absorption occurred actually after we tapped the GP 786. So the absorption actually occurred on this move down that we've had here. Okay, that's where the larger time frame absorption occurred. And this is actually looking really, really bullish. Okay, at this moment in time, this is, in all honesty, looking, very, very bullish for us, because of course all of these shorts that are opening up here, right? There's apparently so there is, okay, a lot of shorts and sells that are coming into the market, and actually many, many more shorts and sells coming into the market than there was here. Okay, but what you have to take into consideration here is that price was lower here, okay, and here price is higher, okay, of course, forming this kind of like bullish structure. But apparently there's more sells into the market here. What's going on here? Okay, well, that actually indicates to us, okay, that there is a big or a series of big buy limit orders here that are absorbing all of those sells. Of course, the sells get exhausted. Okay, those sells run out. No more sells to come into the market because they've all been absorbed by the big buy limit orders. Price can only really go in one direction. That's the opposite direction, which of course is up. Right, it's exactly like what I was talking about with that possible failed auction or swing failure pattern if we do form that. So yeah, this is actually looking really, really strong. For me, there's no long trade from here. Reason being is I just don't see the confluence that I would usually like to see when entering into a long trade. I loved the confluence that we had down here. We had naked point of control. We had, of course, the VWAP. We had, of course, the potential fake out of that triangle. And then it'll be a case of, right, what's the order flow saying? Okay, if the order flow is giving me what I want it to give me, then, okay, the long trade from there is great. Okay, we had the absorption there as well. So there was just so much confluence at that level. Of course, we haven't tapped that level. That is absolutely fine. Okay, absolutely fine. And we are seeing a rise here, which isn't really any surprise, okay, because, of course, we do have this absorption. If we're taking more of a in-depth look at it as well, or a shorter-term look at it as well, we're still getting lots of absorption on these lower time frames. So, yeah, to be honest with you, we're looking really good here. I don't see any major sign of weakness, and I'm not really interested in shorting, okay, anywhere in this vicinity, okay, other than this possible all-time high. Now, I could consider, because this is something that, I built statistics on a few months ago, and it's something that we did see happen quite a lot a few months ago, where we would actually form a high, okay? We then form a lower high, okay? And then what we would actually see is price take out that lower high, front running, okay, that previous high, and then you get the pullback from there, okay? And I do actually like this because you could come up to that naked point of control. You could front run all-time high. You could get the pullback, failed auction swing failure pattern of that high there, and then you could see the pullback from there. So that's something that I'm kind of considering as well. And this is something that I've very, very, very much traded. Okay, if we go all the way back, if it wants to load, let's just check the Wi-Fi. Okay, it's deciding to be slow. So this is something that we traded all the way back here. Okay, this is a short trade we took all the way back here, right? Look, it's looking very, very similar. Okay, very similar. What did we have? We had all-time high here at 73,951. Okay, what did we also have? Right, we had this lower high here. Okay, and then what did we do? Okay, we actually had a naked point of control up here as well. It's not on the chart because it's tapped. Okay, but we had a naked point of control up there as well. Okay, and that's what we rejected off of. And what did we do? We front run all-time high. We formed that failed auction of that high there. Okay, and we saw a big pullback. So this is something that we can also take into consideration. This is something that did happen quite a lot back here. Okay, another example of this was actually right here where. Okay, we've got the low, we've got the higher low here. Okay, we didn't take out the low, we took out the higher low. Okay, with all of this here, and then we did see the move up. Okay, we saw another example of this right here. So we had the high, we had the lower high, and then we literally took it out by a couple dollars. It was very, very tight, but we saw the exact same thing there. We saw another example of this as well. Where are we? There were quite a few. Maybe they were on the lower time frames, okay? But the most important one I'd say is this one here, because we had all-time high, right? We had a lower high, okay? We took out the lower high, right? We showed weakness here, so we took that short trade, and that was a really, really nice short trade. So this is something, again, we have to take into consideration because it is looking very, very similar. We can actually take a fractal here, okay, and we can actually just kind of line it up and see how similar this potentially is. What were we looking at it on? We were looking at it on the 4-hour. We'll look at it on the 4-hour. Let's shrink it down for size. And get rid of these. Yeah, so this is something that could potentially play out, right? So what have you seen? Okay, you've of course seen all-time high, right? You've seen a pullback, another rise up for a lower high. Okay, here you've seen another rise up for a lower high. You've got the pullback. Now we're getting the rise up. Are we going to take out that lower high onto that naked point of control for a possible short trade down? Okay, this is kind of what I am also considering at this moment in time. Okay, yes, okay, we can take out all-time high, and we can, get a short trade from all-time high, swing failure pattern, failed auction of all-time high. That's a possibility as well. Okay, but right, if we are going to front run that all-time high again, then this is something to take into consideration because we have seen it before, right? We have seen it before, and front running, psychological levels like all-time high and front running, again, front running $100,000. These are things that are, very possible. Okay, very, very possible. So we do have to take that into consideration. but yeah, that's kind of the plan, really. Let's just see what happens at these levels. Okay, let's see what happens at these levels. Now, we are actually coming up as we speak to the resistance of the triangle. So let's have a look at the order flow. 29 million long trades, 12 million in the previous candle, right? 29 million long trades have just opened up. So this is an incredible amount of long trades that have just opened up, right? An incredible amount. So if we continue to see this, this amount of long trades opening up into, these highs here, okay, into that naked point of control, into this potential high up here, okay, and then we, of course, start to see price pull back and reject from that area, that for me is a big sign of weakness, because that tells us that there are big players with big sell limit orders up here, okay? And that can really lead to a pretty harsh long squeeze, of course, if we do see lots of long trades opening up, which at this moment in time we are, okay? And what are all these long trades that are opening up here? Okay, what are they? Right, they are long trades opening up on the anticipation that we're going to break out of this triangle pattern. Okay, that's them longing on the anticipation. Okay, this is FOMO, right? That's basically what it is. Okay, basically what it is. So it's a case of patience. Let's see what happens. Okay, and of course, if we see what we want to see, then of course we will take advantage of that. So yeah, for me, it's patience right now. We are, of course, seeing the ES have a bit of a pump as well, so that's always good for Bitcoin. They haven't necessarily been very correlated recently, but it's just something to take into consideration. But yeah, I mean, I will leave that there. I think I've been live for a little bit longer than I wanted to be. I wanted to keep it straight to the point, but yeah, there were things that we had to talk about. So yeah, of course, any visionary members, I will see you, of course, in the Discord. I will see you in the Discord, and yeah, if there's any updates, of course, I will let you know. You will be the first people to know about it. And yeah, we will see what happens. We are getting ever so close to, of course, those major levels that I'm interested in trading. So we will see and monitor what happens up there. Of course, any non-visionary members, if you do want to join, first link in the description. If not, I will, of course, see you in the next live stream. So yeah, have a lovely rest of your day. Take care, and see you later. Goodbye.
Take me home, 'cause I wanna feel like I belong. They relate to all this pain in my past, so they listen to my song. So let's go back to where it began and where it all started from. Take this chance, one last dance, 'cause I've been waiting way too long. Take my hand, I wanna show you something. Promise I've been dying to see ya. They say the grass ain't always greener, I guess.